Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an Jagdpanzer E100. It's a tier 10 German tank destroyer. My voice is going right at the start of the game. This one is located on the east spawn of Studzianki, and it's under the command of Clean Sweeper Marksman. And this video features two games in a tank destroyer, starting with the Jaegeru. Well, this was an 8-Winklung series tank designed based on the E100, and it's what the Germans might have built if they'd given enough time to actually manufacture the E100 and then converted one of them into a tank destroyer. But they never got around to doing it simply because the war ended before the E100 was finally ready. It's actually carrying a 17cm gun, which is capable of 1050 alpha and penetrating through 299mm with standard ammo. But as you can see in this game, Clean Sweeper Marksman's loaded nothing but heat ammo, which will do 420 alpha, and HE rounds, which will do 1400 if they penetrate. Oh, first shot only generates 178. 1400 if they penetrate 85mm of armour. Now, the rework of HE has had a serious effect upon this tank destroyer because obviously now derp does not work as well as it used to. This tank destroyer doesn't work well at long range either, really, for that matter. Does have very good penetration with the oh, we got 956 off that one, and he's loading heat. Now it does have very good penetration on the heat rounds, and it can overmatch enemy armor. It's also got a decent hit pool as well. Oh yes, another good shot, 911 this time on the Object 705, and he's out the game because the Strip 1030 punched around through him. Now the reload time is absolutely dreadful. You can see the Clean Sweeper Marksman's managed to get it down to just under 20 seconds, 19.79. The standard reload is 24.64 seconds. It's a hellishly long time. And of course that can be a real problem if the enemy is anywhere near you. But the good thing about the Jaegeru is it does have a lot of armour at the front of the vehicle to protect itself. The armour at the front is 200mm on the hull, 120 on the sides and 150 on the rear. He's blocked a shot from the 277 for 490. That must be a 122mm round, but he did take some damage from the enemy Su-14 to 338, and in fact actually he just took another round from the 277 which did pen him for 422, but the Panther managed to bounce off him, and that was with APCR. He's probably going to have another go moving forward to get them in sight. Okay, he's going to be going for the mouth. Oh, terrible. But notice all these rounds that are bouncing off him. Unfortunately, the Su-14-2 just got another hit, and he's still bouncing more rounds. You can see that they don't really go well through the armour. In fact, they don't go through at all. But the HE is hitting him from the Arty. Oh, and another one, but this time round the Panther 2 actually did manage to get an HE round into the side, but only for 30 hit points. And as I say, it does have a very big hit pool, 2,200, so he's got plenty to play with. He's already done 2,000 hit points of damage, and he's blocked over 4,000 now. And there's another Arty round, but this time round he dodged it. Okay, 277, it's your time. That's it, poke yourself up. Oh, unfortunately, the way he hit it, it actually hit the front plate. The 277 is now firing HE at him as well. He's given up trying to armor piercing, it's just not going to work. So he's just resorting to the HE. In fact, yeah, that's what's coming in now. So he's just rocking backwards and forwards at the moment, trying to throw off the enemy Arty whilst trying to get his heat rounds onto target. Okay, well, he's been hitting the tracks by the Panther 2. And the Su-14-2 just hit him again, this time for 241, whilst the other guys are just spamming HE at him. Now, he should be able to pen that 277, but he doesn't get it. And they are all firing HE in his direction. You've got an enemy LTTB rather cheekily trying to get too close to him. Unfortunately, that was the end of his game. I don't think he wants to fire at that that Object 277 because and the RT hits him on the tracks again, but luckily he's got those track shields. I don't think he wants to fire at the object that he can see off in front of him because the problem is that there's a wall in between, and if he fires at that, the heat could prematurely go off. In fact, he got a lovely pen there on the front of the Martian. 1048 hit points there. It's a nice flat surface for him to hit. Yeah, if that Cramvan could knock down the wall, he might be able to get some damage on that guy. Not sure if he can though, because he might actually have the wall in between. Going for the Martian again. This time round he should get this. Yes! And he got a fire on the Martian! And he's got a kill! But he took 3 rounds there. The 277 hit him with an armor piercing round. Actually went through 417. He's now got a Spartan medal because he's got 41 hit points left. The next person to hit him with HE will probably take him out. This is the trouble with being in the Jaeger. Everybody wants to take you out the game. Okay, it's a 279E you can see in the distance there. And that guy, oh, that's a Samur S10. He's gone behind the wall. And the 279E just keeps appearing every now and then. That's it. Oh, lovely shot. 1042 off the side of a 279E. I'm wondering actually if he's using the bush mechanic at the moment. I think he is. I don't think they can see him now. It's enough shrubbery in front of him to actually block their sight of him. Okay, the Object 277 making his way towards our cap. Not loaded yet, that's the problem. Oh, and he might gain sight of us shortly. You have to change again. Keep moving, that's it. Oh, he gets the kill on the 277, 500 hit points. And he wasn't spotted either. But there are a couple of enemy tanks making their way this way. And they're going to appear over the railway line very shortly. He could have a high caliber actually at this moment. He's got 20% of the enemy hit pool. But it all depends on if there's any other tanks out there who are earning as many hit points as Clean Sweeper Marksman is. And here comes the first of the enemy tanks. They're really close now. We've got a Foch, and yes, he gets killed by the 279E because he spotted him. So it appears he got a spotter medal out of this one. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to lose the game because they're down to 3 players now, and the enemy is in their cap area. Now they're down to 2 players. So unfortunately, yes, it does look as if this one is gone. But at least it was a good defense by Clean Sweeper Marksman. And now there's only one left. And he's been killed, so that's the end of the game. Let's have a quick look at the end of battle results. Well, it was the 3rd class tanker for Clean Sweeper Marksman in the Jagdpanzer E100. He managed to get an arsonist because he set light to one of the enemy and he burned up. That was the Martian. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. And he did get the high caliber. He did have 20% of the enemy hit pool and he got the most damage in that game overall. Let's have a look at the team score. There you go, he's top of the table with 5,887 hit points. Yes, he was killed, that's why he's just turned red there. The next highest scorer was the IS-32 with 4,233, followed by the Object 430U with 4,119. When it came to kills, it was the Striv 1030 got the most with 4 kills to him, 3 kills to the Heshbon, the Object 430U, they both got 3 each, and then there's 2 kills for Clean Sweeper Marksman, the Smur SM, and the Object 279E on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it's the enemy team who does the best, with the Object 430U getting 1176 and the IS-32 getting 1172, so not that far behind each other, with the Object 277 getting 920. That Arty, the school bus, the SU-14-2 did fairly well as well with 898. I'm afraid Clean Sweeper Marksman only got 450. Excuse me. For the detailed report, we can see he fired 12 shots in that game, got 9 direct hits and 6 penetrations, 1 splash. Damage of 5,887 hit points, of which 5,387 were at more than 300 meters. He received 40 hits from the enemy, only 3 penetrated, 26 non-penetrations and 14 hits by way of splash. Yes, the enemy resorted to firing HE at him in the end because that was about the only way they could actually get some damage. And the SU-14-2 stripped him of quite a lot of his hit points, but it was some of the last shots that actually did pen him and took away most of what he had left. 9,760 hit points of damage blocked by armour. 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 1,511 hit points of spotting assist. On a premium count, he earned 39,516 credits, got 3,954 for the Achievements Award, that's for getting the high caliber in a losing game. 65,205 credits altogether, but after all that premium ammo he fired, he actually ended up with a loss of 67,880 credits for the game. 450 XP, 271 for the achievements, took away 1,082 experience points altogether. So that was the first game, and sadly it was a loss. So let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is in the T28 Concept, the Tier 7 American Premium Tank Destroyer, located on the south spawn of El Halluf and under the command of Elirox. Well, this tank destroyer, which is one of the designs that was actually produced on their way to the T28 heavy tank, was a failed design because obviously it was rejected, mainly because I suppose the turret really didn't have the ability to turn all the way around. In fact, it was actually able to go on an arc either side of the main part of the body, and it did have a couple of glaring weak spots, which are those machine gun ports on the side of the vehicle. It's armed with a 105mm gun, which is capable of doing 320 alpha, penetrating 181mm with standard ammo. With the premium rounds it goes up to 224. It's also got HE ammunition capable of 420 alpha, penetrating 53mm of armour. Now this is a reward tank that you get if you complete the second set of personal missions. First set you get the Stug 4, and this one the T28 HTC. Well, it used to be called the T28 HTC, it's now called the T28 Concept. Now it doesn't have a whole lot of gun depression, it's only 4.4 degrees. And it has got a vulnerable front plate, but that 105mm gun is very powerful. You know, you just saw him punch a hole for 268 into that enemy was it the M6? No, 40TP. Now he's hit the M6 for 346. That was a high roll, by the way. He's being blocked by a Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung H, who doesn't really know about forming a proper line. In fact, actually, he's decided to pull back for the moment, trying to get the right angle to get shot. Oh, it went right over the top of the 40TP, but he'll get this shot in the M6 if he stays there. It looks like Arty is firing in our direction as well. I'm hearing the rumble, and it looks like the Leo's been hit by some stun, and the IS just hit us in the rear. Ah, the good shot there, right at the corner of the turret, the 40TP, and I think he's got the stop turret, that one. Arty is firing at us. And we have been stunned. Okay. Slightly deafened at the moment. The 40 TP bounced another round off us. He obviously doesn't know where the weak spots is, or he can't get a shot on it. Ow! The M6 hit us in the tracks. But it proves that he's having difficulty trying to get an accurate shot. But Elirox isn't, because he got another 278. And that Arty round did hurt us. 69 hit points of damage from an HE round. Another Arty round inbound. This one landed in front of us. It looks like the enemy Fifi is paying attention to us. Ouch, that hurt again. It's the same one. There's only one enemy Fifi on the enemy team, and he's definitely focusing on us. But that shall miss because we're too close to the rock and he can't get a shot in this angle. We're actually safe in this position here. Well, we can't get shots on the M6 or the 40 TP from here, but we can definitely shoot at that T28 HTC. But he's only showing the top of his body because he's hull down. And the problem with that, of course, is that, well, he can't do the same to us either. Ah, now this is interesting. The 40 TP is a one-shot. He's out the game. And the T28 is now actually showing his front plate. So he could have tried a shot there, but he didn't. He pulled back into cover. You can see the wreck of the Leo behind us. Okay, now push out a bit more and show us your front plate. He actually fired that one at the turret. It doesn't work. The Arty got him. The gorilla on our team took him out. Now the M6 comes around the corner to die. He failed to pen us with his 90mm. Big mistake by the M6. He should have gone around us to take us from the rear. But instead he decided to confront us, and that was a really bad decision. We got the Dicamax by the rear, one shot in, get a high roll for 346. Now finish him off with the next round. Yep, he's gone. In fact, he loaded an HE round. Okay, there's a VK3002D down in the dip. Time to bully him. Ah, Arty's firing in our direction. And we've been hit, which affects our ability to traverse. And we're getting another Arty round inbound any second. Yep, and we've been stunned again. But the VK took the brunt of that one. And yep, the Fifi's firing at us again. Keep moving. Move to live. Another Arty round inbound. Just missed. 2 round. Just missed. They can't see us now. They don't know where we are. They'll probably guess where we are. I wouldn't be surprised to see another couple of Arty rounds inbound. Nope, nothing. Okay, now we just need to move. As I said, move to live. Just need to push on the enemy now. He's still got half his hit points, so he's still in the battle. And the T67 one, he's got 100%, so he's okay. You can see he did take some damage. In fact, somebody managed to get around accurately on the machine gun port, and it did pen. Another one fired on the other side, and it looks like he penned as well. At least I think that's a pen mark. Or is it? No, it may be the coloration, the camouflage. Okay, we've been spotted, so enemy Arty rounds will be inbound very shortly. Okay, VK3001H, auto-aimed on, get a hit. Arty rounds inbound. And we've been stunned again. It's the M44 and the Gorilla that are stunning us, but it's the Fifi that's actually hitting us to do damage. We've lost the loader. That's going to slow down our reload time. He could use his first aid kit. In fact, he has. Now, he's not going to use his repair kit, even though we've lost our observation ports. That's going to make it difficult for us to spot the VK up ahead. I think he's behind that bush. There he is. There he is. He's trying to run away. Lovely shot. But he was spotted, so he needs to pull back because an Arty round will be inbound very shortly. Yep, there it goes. Ooh, T67 is living dangerously. Another Arty round on the way. They show up so clearly when you're in a slow-moving vehicle. Shells landing behind us. We know where the enemy Arty are. We just need to get at them at the moment. And now the T67 is feeling their effects, and I think that was around from the VP, because there was no stun on the T67, even though he lost some damage, or took some damage. Oh, one lovely shot into the M10. That was 299 hit points, which is a low roll. And you can see one of the Artys is over on the east side of the map, but the other ones are ahead of us. And Elirox is electing to go after the ones up ahead. Oh! That was the VP, and we just lost another crew member, this time the driver, for 139. That's going to slow us down. In fact, now we're a one-shot for the Arty. So I think the point is now that the guys on the other side of the map need to come over this side and help us. The T67 is the only guy on our team who's actually over this side, and he's mobile enough to get at the enemy. He's found one of the Arty, it's the Gorilla. And he's just round the corner. Elirox could go round the corner and take him out, but he is going to take some damage. Oh, the Gorilla goes and we lose the T67. He was killed by the VP, and now we've been hit by the M44. But it was a near miss. It landed only a short distance away. Oh, he shotgunned the... well, didn't shotgun. He actually killed the T34 1GFT. I missed that, so I'm going to rewind that right now because I missed that guy came in, but Elirox didn't miss him at all. I was focusing on what happened. There he came. The M44 hit us. The T34 2GFT came in for the kill and died. Nicely done, Elirox. Yeah, I think you don't mind if you replay, if you catch something really good. How that guy came up behind us, I don't know, but I think he must have gone around the corner, come up from that that gap, that pass, managed to get behind us, and came in for the kill. But the heavy armor on the T28 HTC, well, that's one of the reasons why he had to get close. But Elirox was ready for him. Here comes the next one. It's the Type 64. He puts one round in, but it's not enough. And he has been taken out by the Type. So meanwhile, over on the other side of the map, the guys who aren't really bloody, excuse my language actually, the guys who are not participating in the battle are just sitting here. And I have the feeling that T21 is AFK and he's not doing anything because he's disconnected. The Dickomax is trying to push him into the battle because he is a light tank, so he's got a higher view range even if he's not actually in the game. He can spot for us from that position. The M44's decided to drive over to the other side of the map because there's only 3 enemies left, the Type 64, the M44 and the Fifi. And our Dickomax, well, he's sticking around in this area for the moment to cover the cap area along with our Fifi. Now, I have the horrible feeling the M44 might actually... Yes, he has come across the Type 64 and unfortunately blasted or tried to shotgun the Type and failed. And it looks like our VT was not able to get an accurate shot in time. And the Type did take a round, but he's still alive. Of course, he's going to come across the Dickomax very shortly. And so I think it's very likely that he is going to be out the game. Yeah, the enemy RT knows he's here. And it's now 3 versus 3. Yep, he's now unspotted. So the enemy RT is firing on the position where he's not. Now, the Type has turned up and he's now engaging the T21. And that gives the Dickomax a clean shot. So the T21 did his job. He spotted the enemy, but unfortunately he's now out of the game. Taken out by the Fifi on the enemy team. By the way, if you want, keep hearing me say Fifi, It's the name for the 105 FH-18B2. It's a French artillery known as Fifi La Pew Pew. It was named by one of the What Arty Noob members. It's French, so it gets the name Fifi. It's Pew Pew because, well, it pews a lot at the enemy. And one of the enemy Arty has been spotted. It's the M44. He's coming this way. And our Fifi's getting ready to engage him. And the Dicamax, well, he's backing out so he can get a shot from a different angle. The Dicamax, if you didn't know or realise, is a German tank destroyer, which was, there was only 2 of them built. Both went to the Russian front. It's got a 105mm gun. And it was a custom type chassis. The Dicamaxes and the Stura Mills both went out there. And they were quite successful as well. They killed a lot of enemy tanks, but they never put them into production. They only had 2 prototypes. Both were used, and both were, one was captured and the other one was destroyed as far as I'm aware. And I don't think the Soviets kept the Dicamax. They kept the Stura Mill. Oh, look at that, just one shot, all it takes to take out the enemy M44. But he is spotted at the moment, so he needs to quickly get into cover. Yeah, lost 107. But we now know where the enemy 105 FH is. The enemy Fifi, he's over on the A row, somewhere about A7 or A8. I'm not sure there's enough time in the game left. Not with 1 minute 15 seconds left. They've done a fantastic job, these pair. It's a pity the T28 wasn't awake. If he had been, I think they would have won this game easily. But what with Elirox doing as much as he could do, getting 5 kills, 1/3 of the enemy team, I'm afraid the fact that that T28 was inactive really lost us the game. But these guys have done exceptionally well to try and get as much back as they could. Last 30 seconds of the game. There's not much they can do. Poor Dicamax and Fifi. They can't climb up this slope fast enough. They're not designed to do that. They're very slow moving vehicles. Maximum speed of the Fifi is only 28 kilometers an hour. As you can see, this Dicamax is having a lot of trouble trying to get up the slope. His top speed is 29 kilometers an hour. Last 5 seconds. Oh, and that's it. It's a draw. Well, that was certainly an entertaining game. It was an ace tanker game for Elirox and the T28 Concept. He managed to get a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, 1 short of getting a top gun, and 1/3 of the enemy team. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and yes, he did get the high caliber in the end because he dealt the most damage in that game overall. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. 3,023 hit points of damage. The next high scorer was the enemy Fifi with 2,192. A very good player there. The next high score after that was the enemy, where is it there? It's the P99, the K0BK. He got 1,542, and the third highest damage after that was the, or fourth highest damage was the 105 FH-18B2 on our team, who managed to get 1,373. When it came to kills, it was Elirox who managed to score the most with 5, alongside the enemy Fifi, who also got 5. 3 kills went to the Gorilla, and 3 kills went to the enemy Type 64. When it came to base XP, because it was a drawn game, it was 851 for Elirox because he did the most damage. The next high scorer was the enemy Fifi with 654, and then 470 for the Fifi on our own team. 15 direct hits, 15 shots fired, 14 direct hits, and 13 penetrations by Elirox. 3,023 hit points of damage, a lot of damage for a small tier 7 tank destroyer. 298 of which was done at more than 300 meters, so most of it was at short range shooting. 14 hits received from the enemy, only 4 of which actually penetrated, 6 non-penetrations and 11 hits by way of splash damage. It was the Arty that stripped away most of his hit points during that battle, and in the end it was the Type 64 that took him out. 935 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed and 894 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 29,450 credits and got 3,150 for the Achievements Award for getting that high caliber in a losing or drawn game. 48,900 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables took away a loss of 4,705 credits overall. 851 XP, 471 for the achievements, 397 because this is a premium vehicle, and 2,380 experience points altogether. 2 really good games by both Clean Sweeper Marksman in the Jaegeru, and then followed up by Elirox in his T28 Concept. Both of them managed to get ace tankers, but neither both of them managed to get high calibers rather, but neither of them were able to win the game, and unfortunate circumstances, because in both cases really the teams that he was with weren't able to capitalize on the damage that they were doing. So in the end, I'm afraid it was neither of them managed to get a win. But if you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to my channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.